we've already taken it out of the budget. We have to find $12 million. So we've taken, so the budget that's adopted that's proposed for the police department. If we wanted to do everything just the way we've always done it, okay, we need to add $1.9 million to the budget. Okay, well, we didn't add it. We took it out because we got to find $12 million. And we said we're going to look within the budget. It's again $30-some million. We're going to look within that budget. We're going to work with the police chief, management, and the employees, and we're going to see how can we rejigger that budget so that we can still provide quality services to our citizens within that dollar amount, because we think we can do it. And our citizens, and you all need to know, I mean, we have very adequate staffing in our police department right now. Our staffing on a number of officers per person served in the city is above the national average by about 6%. We have at any given time between 14 and 16 patrol officers on the streets, and that compares very favorably to other municipalities. Now we're going to work, as hard as we can. In fact, this shift from the 10 to the 12 from the 10-hour shift to the 12-hour shift enabled us to increase the number of patrol officers on the road 24 hours a day. And so if we have to make some other adjustments, then we know that we can maintain what we've got. And there are many other things that we look at. We talked with the management of the police department, we talked with employees about maybe we can restructure the way things are done within the police department. This is all about us trying to be creative and understanding that we've got a financial problem that affects everybody in this city, every employee in this city, and we're working to figure out how to continue to provide great services and admitting that we've got less costs. I think right now we certainly you look at one of the first things you do is you look at the positions that become vacant naturally, and you ask yourselves, can we continue to go without refilling those positions? Certainly we're going to look at that. If we had a playbook that said we know how to do this, we would just pull it out and do it. And it would be nice to be as simple as some folks would like to say, well, you just, A has to go to B, has to go to C. We're in a very dynamic time here. We're in a time when all cities across the state are seeing losses in revenue they never expected. And we're having to figure out how we continue to provide quality services to our people. It requires everybody to be creative. And that's what we're doing. And it's not just in the police department, and it's not just in the city. You can go to any city around here, you can go to any business around here, and you can see folks working hard, very hard, all the time to figure out how to keep doing what they need to do, recognizing they got less money. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's all about cooperation, working together toward a common goal. At some point in time, obviously, as you've heard, there are people asking questions at this point in time about increasing taxes. That's what this call it what you want. It comes down to increasing taxes. And I can pretty well guess that for every person that we hear that says, "Oh, I don't mind paying more taxes," we'll hear other people that say, I lost my job too. I can't afford to pay taxes." I mean, to me, maybe there's a point in time when people talk about increasing the cost of government to the people that pay for it. Not sure we're there yet, but we're certainly hearing in different places that people are talking about it where they didn't talk about it at all. That doesn't mean that there's the will or the necessity to do it. I think that our citizens expect that we do our best as hard as we can to live with what we got first. And they got to be convinced that we've done that we've looked for every quarter we can under the seat covers before we come to them and ask for a $12 million gap. I mean, that's a very significant gap for a budget that's about used to be $117 million. And that could be out of a workforce of 1,100, that could be 170 positions. We're choosing not to do that. We're choosing to go down a path where we work with our employees, we work with our unions, we work with the city council. We try to figure out how we provide quality services to our people at less cost. And we've got a lot of good ideas that are coming forward. I mean, we've got very dedicated professional police officers. And I can tell you that right now they're out there, busting their butts to find out, who's perpetrating those crimes. At the same time, they also understand there's only so much money at the well. And so it's a balance. It's not a matter of on one hand saying, well, I mean, if crime goes up, do we solve it by increasing the pay for police officers? I mean, and I don't mean that in any way disparaging. I'm just saying, yeah, we've got to do both. We got to, and the other part of that is if we look at what we need to do as a city, and we figure out that because of the environment we're in, we can't reduce, we can't reduce funding to police. In fact, we should increase it. That's fine. We then just have to make those choices about where else we're not going to do something, because this is a zero-sum game today. And so if we need to increase funding to police, then we're going to have to decrease someplace else. We're very comfortable with what we have, with what we've proposed. And I can tell you that our police officers, our police chief, our management staff, they're working 24/7 to address these things. We didn't expect to have this happen over the last couple of days. And I can tell you if the police chief comes to the mayor and says, I really need to do this, this, and this to get this done, she's going to have his full support.